verb forms and tenses. Since every sentence needs a verb, it is essential to have a basic understanding of the 4 verb forms, so you can use verb tenses properly. When we speak and write, verb tenses help our listeners and readers understand when something is happening. Verb forms. Verb forms may look similar to tenses, but they are not. The basic verb forms are present, present participle, past, and past participle. Present. The present form of a verb is usually the first entry you find in a dictionary, for example, care, forgive, mean, etc. Sometimes, an s is added to the end of the present form of the verb when it is used in conjunction with a singular noun. She cares, he forgives, it means. Present participle. The present participle is made by adding the suffix ing to the present form. It is always accompanied by a be verb, which acts as a helping verb, forming what is called a verb phrase. Am caring is forgiving, but thinking. This verb form expresses action that is ongoing. Verb forms. Past. The past form of a verb shows action or existence that has already taken place at a point in time before now. For example, she cared, they forgave, he thought. Remember that all regular verbs end in ed in the past tense, whereas irregular verbs end in a variety of ways. Past participle. The past participle of a verb consists of its past form, accompanied by the helping verb, have, has, or had. For example, have cared, has forgiven, had thought, etc. This is true of both regular and irregular verbs. Verb forms. The tables show some regular and irregular verb forms. Some irregular verbs whose form does not change are also given. Verb tenses. Tenses indicate the time in which a verb is located. Tenses also indicate the state or action of the verb. All verb tenses are formed by utilizing one of the four principal forms of the verb. When we combine these forms with different pronouns, we can see all the different forms that a verb can take in a given tense. This is called verb conjugation. Verb tenses. We are most familiar with three basic tenses. Present. The present tense shows present action or action that happens on a regular basis. Example. He writes articles for a local newspaper. Past. The past tense indicates that the action has already happened. Example. He wrote several award-winning articles. Future. The future tense tells us that the action has not yet happened, but will. Example. He will write an editorial for Deccan Herald this month. Verb tenses. The table shows how the irregular verbs, bring, and, do, are conjugated in the present, past and the future tense. Verb tenses. In addition to the three basic verb tenses, present, past, and future, the following subdivisions of tenses more precisely pinpoint the timing or progress of actions. 1. Simple. 2. Continuous. 3. Perfect. 4. Perfect continuous. Verb tenses. Study the given table of tenses. Note. 1. The given table of tenses is only for the active voice. 2. All the three perfect continuous tenses and the future continuous tense are not used in the passive voice. Simple present tense. The table shows where and when to use simple present tense. Present continuous tense. The present continuous tense shows action that is currently in progress. The present continuous is formed by combining the present tense of the verb be with the present participle of a verb. Example. The boys are playing cricket now. The present continuous tense is usually associated with adverbs or adverb phrases of present time such as now, at this moment, at present, etc. Present continuous tense. The table shows where and when to use the present continuous tense. Present continuous tense. Some verbs, due to their meanings, are not normally used in the continuous form. These are 1. Verbs of sense. See, hear, smell, etc. Normally, we don't say, I am seeing an aeroplane. We say, I see an aeroplane. 2. Verbs expressing feelings or state of mind. Love, hate, wish, hope, forgive, etc. Normally, we don't say, I am loving you. We say, I love you. 3. Verbs of thinking or some mental activity. Think, remember, believe, know, understand, imagine, etc. 4. Verbs of possession. Possess, own, belong, etc. 5. Some other verbs, appear, seem, look, etc. Present perfect tense. The present perfect is formed by combining have or has with the past participle of a verb. Example. We have known each other for 10 years. The present perfect tense is used. 1. To indicate that an action has been completed just now, or a little time back, in the immediate past. For example, she has finished the painting just now. We have just received his message. Present perfect tense. 2. To indicate that the action has taken place sometime in the past. It may be long time back, but the action so completed has its effect in the present time. For example, I have done my homework. So, I am free now. Amma has eaten all the chocolates. So, there is nothing left now. Present perfect tense. 3. To indicate that the action began at some time in the past, but is continuing up to the present time of speaking. For example, they have lived here for 10 years. They still live here. Roshan has been ill since yesterday. He is still ill. Note 1. For, used in the present perfect, refers to a period of time. 2. Since, used in the present perfect, shows that the verb takes effect from a specific point of time in the past, until now. Present perfect tense. 4. To describe a past action, the time of which is neither indicated or definite. For example, she has helped me many times. Aparna and Ashwan have been to London. 5. To describe an action which is not yet completed. For example, why have you not booked the tickets yet? She has not met me so far. Note: the present perfect tense is never used with adverbs or adverb phrases of past time, yesterday, last year, etc. For example, he has gone to Chennai yesterday. Incorrect. He has gone to Chennai. Correct. He went to Chennai yesterday. Correct. Present perfect tense. The present perfect tense is also used as given in the table. Present perfect continuous tense. The present perfect continuous tense is formed by combining have been or has been with the present participle of a verb. For example, I have been studying. He has been working. Present perfect continuous tense. Present perfect continuous tense is used 1. To describe an action which began at some time in the past and still continuing. For example, I have been waiting for the bus for an hour. Avinash has been working since 7 a.m. They have been living here since the 1st of March, 1999. 2. To indicate events or action that have just ended. For example, I must have a bath. I have been working in the garden. You look out of breath. Have you been exercising? Present perfect continuous tense. 3. Used with words like lately, recently, since, this week, etc. To indicate a time period continuing up to this moment. For example, he has been working on the project since January. She has been teaching the poor children lately. 4. Used for continuous or repeated events. For example, the parents have been standing outside the school gate all day. She has been calling her daughter all evening. Present perfect continuous tense. Note: present continuous tense is not used with adverb indicating past time. Present continuous only says that the action is continuing in the present, but says nothing about the past. But present perfect continuous says that the action is still continuing in the present, though it began at some time in the past. Therefore, I am working since yesterday. Incorrect. I have been working since yesterday. Correct. Simple past tense. The simple past tense is used 1. To describe an action completed in the past. An adverb or adverbial phrase of past time like yesterday, last night, 10 days back, 3 years ago, etc. is generally added to sentences describing past action. For example, I received your letter yesterday. We called on Mr. Sharma last night. Note: it is a very common mistake to use present perfect in place of simple past. For example, I have visited the zoo last Sunday. Present perfect, incorrect. I visited the zoo last Sunday. Simple past, correct. I have read a novel yesterday. Present perfect, incorrect. I read a novel yesterday. Simple past, correct. I have passed my 10th class in 2000. Present perfect, incorrect. I passed my 10th class in 2000. Simple past, correct. Simple past tense. 2. To express some past habit. For example, my father always went for a walk in the morning. He never came here in the daytime. Note: to show past habit, words like always, never, often, sometimes, frequently, generally, are used with the simple past tense. Past continuous tense. The past continuous is formed by combining the past tense of the verb be with the present participle of a verb. Example: I was doing my homework last night. The past continuous tense is used. 1. To express an action begun and continuing in the past time, with or without the implication of time. For example, she was watching television. I was resting the whole day. At 5 a.m. this morning, he was doing his homework. Past continuous tense. 2. To describe an action which was in progress when another action took place. Here, very often, the simple past and past continuous tense are used together. For example, when my friend arrived, I was watching television. They were sleeping when the thief entered the house. Past perfect tense. The past perfect tense indicates that the action happened in the past and was completed before some other past action was begun. The past perfect is formed by combining the helping verb had with the past participle of a verb. Example: when I reached the station, the train had left. The past perfect tense is used. 1. To express an action completed before a given past moment. This moment may be indicated or may be understood. If it is indicated, it may be indicated by such verbal expressions as by 8 o'clock, by that time, by the end of the week, etc. Past perfect means past of the past. For example, the rain had stopped by 7 o'clock. He had completed the work by the end of last week. Past perfect tense. 2. The past perfect tense indicates that the action happened in the past and was completed before some other past action was begun. For example, when he reached the station, the train had left. The thieves had run away before the police arrived. Note: if two actions occurred in the past, one past action earlier than the other past action, the past perfect is used for earlier past action, and the simple past for the later past action. For example, 1. The patient had died before the doctor came. Here, the patient had died is the first action completed, and hence, the past perfect is used. Before the doctor came is the second action that took place, and hence, the simple past is used. 2. After she had left, the roof collapsed. Here, after she had left, is the first action completed, and hence, the past perfect is used. The roof collapsed is the second action that took place, and hence, the simple past is used. 3. The rain had stopped when she went out of the house. Here, the rain had stopped is the first action completed, and hence, the past perfect is used. When she went out of the house is the second action that took place, and hence, the simple past is used. Past perfect tense. 3. With such verbs as think, want, suppose, mean, hope, expect, etc., to indicate that a past desire, hope, intention, etc., was not realized. For example, I had expected that they would definitely come. I had thought of meeting him, but I changed my program. 4. After past verbs of thinking and saying. For example, he told her that he had completed the work. I thought I had returned the book to the library last week. Past perfect tense. 5. To describe past events that did not take place. For example, if he had accepted his fault, I would have forgiven him. I wish she had spoken to me first. 6. To state how long a particular event continued in the past. For example, she told me that her father had been ill since Sunday. I was heartbroken when I lost my watch. I had had it since school. Past perfect continuous tense. Past perfect continuous tense is formed with had been and the present participle form of the verb. For example, I had been studying. The past perfect continuous tense is used. 1. To describe an action which began in the past and continued up to a certain point of time in the past. For example, when I reached there at 3 p.m. she had been waiting for me since 2 p.m. When I visited him in Hyderabad, he had been teaching there for 6 years. 2. To state how long an event had been taking place, up to a past time. For example, the cat had been sitting in front of the fireplace since tea time. They had been rehearsing the play for 7 hours. Simple future tense. The simple future tense is formed by using will or shall with the present form of the verb. Normally, will is used with all persons. With first-person pronouns, shall may be used instead of will. For example, they will meet me at the theater this evening. I shall finish this work tonight. The simple future tense is used. 1. To describe an action or event which is yet to happen in the future. For example, it will be summer soon. I shall go to Jaipur tomorrow. She will come here on my birthday. Simple future tense. 2. Will or shall is used to denote an action in the future over which the speaker does not have any control. For example, we shall feel hot and sticky on such a hot summer day. Her mistakes will pose a lot of problems to her. 3. Will or shall is also used to indicate requests, orders, promises, threats, and offers. For example, I will kill him. Shall I open the door? Will you see me tomorrow at 7? Simple future tense. 4. Simple future tense is also formed by using be with going to and an infinitive. For example, you are going to miss your train. The old building is going to collapse any day. 5. Going to is used to talk about intentions, about things we have already decided to do, or to predict something for which there are clear signs in the present. For example, he is going to shift to his new office tomorrow. Already decided to do. Look at the black clouds in the sky. It is going to rain. Predict something for which there are clear signs in the present. Simple future tense. 6. Simple future time can be expressed in many ways without using verb in the simple future tense. A. By using simple present tense. For example, our examination begins on the 22nd of April. B. By using present continuous tense. For example, we are leaving for Paris tomorrow. C. By using am or is or are with infinitive. For example, I am to see the principal tomorrow. He is to join the army soon. Future continuous tense. The future continuous is formed by combining the future tense of the verb be with the present participle of a verb. For example, Rahu will be traveling to Kashmir next winter. The future continuous tense is used. 1. To describe an action that will be continuing at a given point of time in the future. For example, tomorrow at this time, I shall be taking my tests. This time next week, we will be holidaying in Switzerland. Future continuous tense. 2. To express an action that is fairly certain to happen in the future. For example, Raja's father has died recently. He will be taking his father's job in the factory next month. They will be living in their new house by next year. I am sure that she will be waiting for you. 3. To indicate that a particular decision about an event is not made, but it will take place anyway. For example, what will you be doing this evening? Shall I bring you fruits? I shall be going to the market anyway. Future perfect tense. The future perfect is formed by combining the helping verbs will or shall have, would or should have, or will or shall have been, with the past participle of a verb. For example, by the end of this month, we shall have shifted to our new house. The future perfect tense is used. 1. To describe an action that will be completed before a given point of time in the future. For example, by the end of this month, we shall have shifted to our new house. The school will have declared the results by next Saturday. Future perfect tense. 2. To denote that the action will be completed in the future, before another future action takes place. For example, I shall have finished my novel before he comes. We shall have reached the school before the bell rings. You will have met your friends before I see you again. Future perfect continuous tense. The future perfect continuous is formed by combining the helping verbs will or shall have been with the past participle of a verb. The future perfect continuous tense is used to describe an action that will be in progress even after a point of time in the future. For example, by the end of this year, I shall have been living in Chennai for 5 years. By January, you will have been working as a teacher for 4 years. How to form negative sentences. Study the table to understand how negative sentences are formed in the various tense forms. How to form interrogative sentences. Study the table to understand how interrogative sentences are formed in the various tense forms.